You saw my last video.
You gotta build units that people want to live in long term. We need to stop building for speculators in the market and start building for actual people who are going to live there.
The one about micro condos in the GTA. The ones that probably should not exist. We're talking 400 square feet, higher maintenance fees, price tags that don't make sense, locations that don't necessarily work for a lot of people. That got me thinking a little bit more. What are the cheapest condos that are actually currently available across the GTA? And today, I'm going to show you 3 listings that are currently active on today's market. They're from 3 different parts of the GTA, all listed $400,000 or less. One of which is a little bit of a trick for all you home buyers that are out there. We're going to break down what you can get in today's market and who these types of condos might actually work for in today's market. Of course, if you're thinking of buying in the first place, you're just trying to figure things out, you can always reach out to me at the number here on screen, or you can click the pinned comment in the comment section down below, and there's a free home buyer starter pack for you to go through all the resources that are there. So let's kick things off. The first property that I want to take you guys through, I've got it on the screen below right here. It is at 6720 Glen Erin Drive, Unit 105. This condo has 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and it has 1 parking space as well. You might see on the listing here, it does show 0 garage, but if you scroll down, this is a public site, House Sigma, of course, so you guys can look at this as well. It does have 1 parking, so don't let that 0 garage space fool you. Your monthly maintenance fee is $503 a month, and your property taxes here at $1,780 for the year. So all in all, fairly affordable. The maintenance fee not too bad, and then your square foot between 6 and 699 square feet. This one has actually been on the market for 14 days, so we're not set up for a bidding war or anything like that, like possibly one of the next 2 properties I am going to show you. So let's take a look at what the unit actually offers here. Now, when we're hopping in here, you're not going to be blown away. We are, once again, under $400,000, which is the cheapest that I'm able to find on the market today. So let's take a peek. A little bit of a brown kitchen. It opens up into a nice living space with some bar top seating, which is super nice layout, very convenient, and a lot of living space for this 1 bedroom. The kitchen, could it serve to be redone? Absolutely, but that's part of what you're going to get when you're spending lower range compared to what else is on the market. You're gonna need a little bit of TLC and a little bit of work to be done in some cases here. So great big entry closet, which is always nice to have in a condo. Space is of the essence. Storage is also of the essence here. So let's keep going here and see what we got. We got stainless steel appliances. You do have all of the appliances, so you're not shortchanged on a small dishwasher, small stove, small fridge, full-size appliances here. Laminate flooring. You do have pot lights, which is always a nice added touch here. You can see the floor's got a little bit of scratches here and there, but once again, something to consider. You're buying in this price range, maybe a little bit of work might need to get done. This is what your primary or your 1 bedroom would look like here. You do have your double closet, tons of space. You got a chair plus 2 side tables, so pretty spacious all in all. Bathroom here. Single vanity, nothing spectacular, original. You've got your vinyl countertop there. You've got tub and tile, which looks like updating could be done as well, but it doesn't look terrible. And then your balcony here, you're facing just another subdivision, a little bit of a pathway. You do have not a slider, but an actual door that's going to take you out to your patio, which is interesting. Might give you a little bit of a different feel, not necessarily like it's a sliding patio, and that might just give you a little bit of more noise prevention here. And then that is what we've got for the building. Here's the exterior here, just to give you a sense of what it actually looks like. And what we're going to do here is we're actually going to pop open the map to show you guys where this is actually located here on the map. So we are at Aquitaine and Glen Erin Drive. For anybody who knows the Meadowvale, Mississauga area, that is where you are. So all in all, downsides, it's not modern. So if you're looking for floor-to-ceiling windows, quartz countertops, everything is all redone, this is not going to do it for you, but the price might. And the maintenance fees here, they're not the cheapest. You're over $500 a month. It doesn't include much beyond the basic utilities, but it's nice to have some of these things included. And this is a pretty realistic starter option for a lot of people trying to get into the Mississauga market right now without completely breaking the bank. Now, property number 2 I'm going to take you to is Also in Mississauga, different part of Mississauga, more of that downtown core. It's going to be at 2200 Burnham Thorpe, and we are going to take a look at that one there. So as you can see, different style altogether. Newer condo, newer build. It is closer to that city center. You've got Celebration Square, you've got Square One, you have the transits, you have more things that are happening in this area. It has also been on the market for 28 days. So it's been on the market for quite some time here. You have one bedroom, one bathroom, one garage. So you do have a parking space here, just like you did in the previous one. And you can see they've kind of had this on the market for a little bit of time here. So 2023 and 2025, they were kind of messing around with it a bit here. And now we're down to $399. So it's been out here for a bit. Taxes a little bit more than the last property, just over $2,000 a year. So $2,064. It is a $417 monthly maintenance fee, and it is under, this is one of these micro ones we've been talking about, it's under 500 square feet. The trick here, though, is it's telling you it's 0+1 bedrooms, which makes you think it does actually have a bedroom. But it's actually a bachelor unit. It's actually one of the micro condos that we were talking about in our last video here. And if you haven't watched it after this one, feel free, watch that video. I'll have it pinned here, but I'll also have it popping up in the end card where you're going to see the next video popping up. So let's take a look at what the actual unit looks like and give you a sense of what you're going to get for your money here, under 400 grand. So very, very plain condo hallways, looks nice and clean. Of course, they've got some textured carpet in the condo hallways, always great, hides the spills. Entryway, you do have your closet, a little bit of a L alcove that comes in. So you've got a little bit of a den situation, we'll call it. Maybe that's an office, maybe. And this is what you're dealing with, living space. So you can see, not huge, right? You've got older looking cabinetry, stainless steel appliances, which is always nice. You have your balcony access. But once we flip the camera around here, you're going to see this is it. You do have your floor to ceiling windows that you didn't get in the last one, but this is your living space. This is where that bed is going to go. This is where you're going to eat, sleep, breathe, and do the whole shebang, right? So there you go. From wall to wall, this is what you're dealing with when you're talking about these micro condos. Now the view, actually not that bad, pretty clear, great picture with the sunlight coming in, nice pathway beneath you. So you're not kind of trapped between a bunch of condos, which is always nice. And here's your bathroom for you to take a look at here as well. This is one of those first two doors on the entrance. So you do have your basic tub and tile, vanity, doesn't look like it's newer whatsoever. And then you do have your laundry here. Amenities in the building, you got a pool, you have a pool table, nice amenities to have. You do have a little fitness facility, and then you got your lounge area that you can book out. Also have a movie theater, which is really nice. So the trade-offs here are the price is still $399. You're going to have less space. You're going to probably have almost 200 square feet less space. So what's more important for you? The finishes and the building amenities and maybe the location? Or is it something like the space that was offered in the first one and you being able to kind of update it to your own liking? So these are two options for us here. So here's what's interesting. You're not getting a full bedroom on the second one, right? It's a studio style layout. I'll call it a micro condo, call it whatever you want to call it, but it's laid out fairly efficiently. You can use the office in the front half, you can put your bedroom in the back half, but if anybody's coming over, there's no dining table. There's nothing like that happening. It's much newer. It's in a newer modern building, much more new than the Glen Erin area, and the amenities are pretty solid. A gym, a pool, movie room, pool table, like I'm all for all these. And you also have guest suites in this building. So some nice offerings that are in there. The location is definitely hard to beat. Celebration Square, Square One, and Transit. Can't ask for much more if you're looking for a starter condo here. Who is this actually for? My guess, it's for a single buyer who values the location over the size. That's it. That is where it stops. That's where it all stops here. Someone who works downtown Mississauga, they want to get on the GO bus, they want quick access, they're a single individual, and they don't see them needing more space than this in the near future. Secondly, like we talked about in the last video, the only other person who would want a unit like this is an investor who maybe is trying to pick something up at the bottom of the market right now, and they see the market getting better in the future. The downsides of the unit, there's no bedroom, it's tight. You're going to feel it just in the pictures that it's tight. So if you want to book an appointment to take a look at the unit, I'm happy to show you how tight it is in person. And at this price point, $400,000 and less, you're not going to be blown away by the finishes. It's clean, it's a well-managed area, and it's a walkable area. That's pretty much what there is to it. Now, the third unit I'm going to show you guys here, this one is located in Toronto. It's in the Mimico area of Etobicoke. So this is Humber Bay Shores area, if you know the area. And what's interesting about this one is it's on the market for 5 days. And if you're not paying attention to what's actually happening in the real estate market, there's certain things that we call bidding wars or a little kind of a price trap for people. So this is listed at $399, but right off the gate, you're gonna see that it's a little fishy here. Like, you've got beautiful finishes. Obviously, it's all staged up and it looks great. Bigger kitchen, nice view. It just doesn't look like a $399 unit. But if you don't understand that this happens in the real estate market, that people underprice to get it sold quicker and get more showings and try to make this a quick transition for their seller client, then this is why I've got this as an example here for you, right? So this might be something you see online and you say, hey, I got to book an appointment. I want this unit right now. And maybe they'll even give me a deal because I heard the condo market's not great. This isn't going to be that, right? You can see how beautiful the unit is. It's staged well. You got all the space you need. You have a nice washroom and you have a nice view. So there's nothing negative to say about this particular condo. Now, what I want to show you guys is some of the other details. You still do have a bedroom, a bathroom, and one parking spot. Listed at $399, $2,200 for your property tax, $441 a month, and then that's your maintenance fee, of course. And then your square footage is kind of between the other two. So you have 5 to 599, probably about 550 square feet. So a little bit bigger than the last one here. And it is located in 36 Park Lawn Road. Now, if I go and show you guys some of what's actually happening in this building to give you a sense, you can see on these websites. So 1 bedrooms are trading. What do we got here? We had a bachelor that was a little bit smaller, sell for $470. There's a 1 bedroom that sold for $550. So this is where that trap ultimately comes into play. You see something beautiful, you want to go see it with your agent. They might let you see it. They might not actually know what's happening in the market, which is just another problem in itself. But this is a trap I want you guys to avoid. If you're looking to buy a property and you're seeing a price that's too good to be true, try to dig into it and figure out what is actually reflected here. Why is it so cheap? What's the issue? And the issue here is they're not actually looking for $399. So if your budget is $400,000, I would not be wasting the time to go look at this unit until it either doesn't sell in its bidding period, and then they'll put it back on the market at what they actually want, which is something that happens quite often. So they'll list it for $399. Maybe they want 500 plus, but they only get offers of 470, 480 on the offer date, which is generally a week after being on market. And then what will happen is they will in turn relist that property for whatever price they're looking for, 529, 539, 550 possibly, like this November sale. And then you will see it re-hit the market at a more reasonable price based on what else is out there in the market. Now, of course, this unit, first impressions, looks great. The buildings look great as well. It's an established building in a great area near Humber Bay Shores, but ultimately it's not going to be for under $400,000. Now, did I trick you guys into getting that third property? Yes and no. I wanted you guys to understand that there are these traps out there. And if you are interested in a video like this where I show you what's available in different areas, happy to break down another one of these videos. And if you want a specific area, drop it in the comment section down below. What area do you want me to cover in a video like this? I'm happy to do that for you. So now that we've seen the 3 cheapest condos that are for sale in the GTA, what are some of the takeaways that we actually have here? Here's what I'm going to say. First of all, these properties, they are entry level in the GTA. They're still expensive. It's not necessarily as cheap as going to other provinces, but if you want to stay in the GTA, this is kind of what we're looking at. So you have to ask yourself, what really matters most in your day-to-day? Is it the space? Is it the location? Is it the finishes? Is it the future of being able to have this unit for a longer period of time? And you also need to kind of think to yourself, if you're buying something at this price point, it's important for you to focus on not just the price of the unit, but the livability of the unit. Livability is more important than a lot of things, especially to me. If I'm going to go ahead and invest in a property and want to live in there for a longer period of time, how livable is the area? in the space, and use that combination of those two things to figure out if it makes sense for you. Now, the good news is the properties that are on the market for a little bit longer, there's no bidding wars. You might be able to negotiate with some of these sellers. You can take your time. You can work with an agent who knows what to actually look for. You might be able to find a gem that's kind of hidden out there that's just not moving in today's market. Yes, these are the cheapest. There are more condos that are in this kind of price range in the GTA. Are they the most exciting? No, not necessarily. They are a starting point for most people. Absolutely. They're not going to knock your socks off. You're not going to be super excited because the finishes are top tier, but you're going to be excited to get into the market in a price point that maybe makes sense for you today. And if you haven't already checked out my last video, I encourage you to go take a look at the micro condo video that we discussed, the condos that shouldn't exist in today's market. That video is going to cover the other end of the spectrum, the overpriced, the unlivable, essentially, and buying these smaller condos, especially the bachelors, like that second one I showed you in Mississauga and Burnhamthorpe, there can be a lot of risk and a lot of downside to going with a smaller condo like that. And if you need to figure out how to actually guide yourself through that market, you can always reach out to me. My number's here on screen. I'm happy to do that with you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are sticking around till the end, I'm going to give you a little teaser. The next video that's going to be hitting the channel here is going to be the new way for us to actually buy a home in 2025 that actually is working, because there's a lot of people who are just having a hard time buying properties, whether it's affordability or trying to find a property that fits their mix of needs and wants. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye for now.